Number 7, defense end Dylan Damon, escorted by parents Darren and Tina Damon. Number 8, senior quarterback Maximus Grimes, escorted by mother Angie Campbell and father Greg Grimes and stepmom Elisa Grimes. Number 9, senior wide receiver Blake Worthington, escorted by Kelly, Shannon, and Dean Worthington, along with Cindy, John, and JJ Gilgene. Number 11, senior defensive end and tackle Cooper Jones, escorted by parents Eric and Casey Jones. Number 16, senior linebacker Colin Kwiatkowski, escorted by parents Michael and Miranda Kwiatkowski. Number 18, senior defensive back Cole Trickle Kaselki, escorted by parents Adam and Dana Kaselki. Number 20, senior defensive back Elon Reed, escorted by parents Ronnie and Kimberly Reed. Number 27, senior running back Tommy Burby, escorted by parents Tim and Chris Burby. Number 28, senior wide receiver Grant Comstaff, escorted by parents Jared and Mary Comstaff. Number 32, senior defensive back Roland Sorek, escorted by parents Chase and Amy Sorek. Number 52, senior offensive lineman Blaine Langley, escorted by parents Corey and Melissa Langley. Number 54, senior offensive lineman John Hofer, escorted by parents Herb and Tammy Hofer. Number 63, offensive lineman Martin Flood, escorted by parents Bob and Helen Flood. Number 76, senior offensive lineman and tight end Josh Thomas, escorted by Dan and Allison Thomas. Number 81, senior linebacker Noah Ronco, escorted by parents Justin and Corey Ronco. Number 82, senior linebacker Josh Brinson, escorted by parents Kevin and Julie Brinson. Number 88, senior wide receiver Brett Otterbacher, escorted by parents Scott and Christine Otterbacher. Number 97, senior kicker and punter Liam Shepard, escorted by parents James and Debbie Shepard and sister Hannah Shepard. Now moving on to the football managers. Manager Aiden Hartman, escorted by Mike and Linda Hartman. Manager Aubrey Krieger, escorted by parents Josh and Heather Krieger. Manager Gabby Vecchi, escorted by parents Mark and Paula Vecchi. On to our cheerleaders, Aiden Hamadeka, escorted by her parents, Scott and Christine Gable. Ella Montgomery, escorted by her parents, Doug and Tracy Montgomery. Katie Pastorette, escorted by her parents, Mark and Melissa Pastorette. Haley Ooster, escorted by her mother, Jennifer Marangelli. Now moving on to our Vikettes. Caroline Fisher was unable to attend tonight's game. Her parents, Greg and Lonnie Fisher, are here in her honor. Macy Schmitzer, escorted by her parents, Amy and Jim Schmitzer. And lastly, Anastasia Sellers, escorted by her parents, Kathleen and Matthew Sellers. Thank you and congratulations to all the seniors for your hard work and dedication. Make it a great year.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, we would ask that you please rise and remove your hat and face the flag at the north end of the field during the playing of the national anthem by the Valparaiso High School Marching Band. The officials for this evening's game are Timothy Corp, Albert DeRue, Jeff Dunham, Pete Lesinski, and Gary Roberts. LaPorte has won the toss. They have deferred to the second half. Valpo will receive. LaPorte will defend the north goal.
Welcome Viking fans to Viking Stadium in Valparaiso, Indiana. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Viking Field, home of the Valparaiso Vikings. I'm Bob Phelps, along with my co-host for today's game, Tamar Clark, a Porter County Career Center student. Tamar, great to have you here tonight.
Good to be here.
You're watching a Porter County TV broadcast of the video from the video production class. We're about to have kickoff here at Viking Field. Very excited to bring you this broadcast. The students from the video production course are producing this broadcast along with myself, the former instructor of the video production class, filling in tonight for the new instructor, Mr. Dallas Milligan. We're excited to have him on board at the Porter County Career Center. We're going to kick things off here at Viking Field. For the Vikings, they're going to be receiving from the Slicers. And it's a short kick for a fair catch. So we are officially underway for a home game. The Vikings played last week. Vikings played last week against Penn. And that was an interesting game. It was really a nail-biter, to be honest with you. Tamar, what was the final score of that game? You remember that one?
Final score of that game was 17-16.
17-16, and oh my gosh, it went down to the wire. It was a last second with about 8 seconds left. It was a field goal to win that game by 1 point over a rival from Mishawaka. So that was an exciting one. Run up the middle on your first play of the game. Again, we appreciate everyone tuning in tonight. We can bring you tonight's game on Porter County TV. This production's done by high school students from around the county. Tamar joining me here. Tamar, you are a junior from which high school?
Portage High School.
And you are a member of the video production class at the Career Center. So if you're not familiar with that, Tamar is a Portage student, although she's in school with students from all over the county. So we're glad to have her. I'm glad to have her joining me in the booth tonight. We got a run right off the bat. Not quite enough for a first down, though.
Close to the 40-yard line. Brought down by McCarthy. It'll be third.
That was Tommy Burby, a senior, huge leader last year, and obviously going to be even more so this year for the Vikings. We're looking at a 3rd and 1.
Vineyard, the ball carrier.
That was Vineyard.
43-yard line. First down, Vikings.
Vineyard on that carry, just enough to get a first down, couple extra yards there. So we are 1st and 10. Tamar, what do you think of the environment here at Viking Stadium? It's your first time seeing a game here, correct?
Yes, I am. Yes, it is.
Pretty interesting start with the fireworks and the band and everything. It's nice to have that football back in the region, back on our home field.
It's great to see everyone here tonight as well.
Gosh, that run did not go anywhere. It is great to see everybody. What do you notice, though, Tamar? What do you notice about the crowd tonight? Pretty limited, eh?
Yes, pretty limited. Everyone's social distancing, which is great. Under our circumstances.
Masks on and families separated on the bleachers and limited ticket sales, but under the circumstances, you do what you got to do, and we realize that Tamar and I and the rest of the students here are excited to bring the game to everyone who wasn't able to grab a ticket. Long pass from Lockhart. Long pass from Lockhart to Ricky Hall Jr. On the reception there. A tremendous pass. So that's going to be a first down at about the 20. They're going to place that ball at the 20-yard line, exactly. That puts us really close to the end zone, which is going to be great for the Vikings, who really want to score in that first possession. So as we were saying, limited ticket sales. There were limited tickets, but they were able to sell out the game, obviously. Certainly not the crowd that they would normally have on a beautiful, I almost said August night. It's a beautiful September night. And they sold 1,500 tickets, I believe 1,000 on the home side and 500 on the visitor side. Gosh, great hands there. Great hands by Jones, Cooper Jones. Pretty much got hit right as he caught it, but was able to hold on.
Yeah.
Pick up of a couple.
So we're looking at 3rd and 6 right now. It's a pretty short 6, but 3rd and 6 nonetheless. Whoa, really close to threading the needle there into the end zone, but that pass was broken up. Hard to see those numbers on those white jerseys, bright jerseys, but that was looks like that was number 26.
Lockhart's pass intended for Otterbacher, broken up by Burnt.
Yeah, that was number 25, Brady Burnt, a junior from LaPorte. So the field goal for the Vikings is up. Liam Shepard, the senior, really a clutch kicker, phenomenal kicker. The kicker who had the game-winning kick in the Vikings' first game, versus Penn, with just 8 seconds left. Shepard puts the Vikings on the board 3-0. So Tamar, you are a Career Center student, just getting rolling with things, and all of a sudden you're thrown here with a headset on, asked to talk about football. How are things going over there at the Career Center? You guys are in-person instruction, correct?
Correct. Everything at the Career Center is going great. It's a wonderful experience. It's great to learn something new. I'm glad to be in this class. I'm learning new people, getting to know the equipment. It's awesome.
Perfect. That's good to hear. You're in good hands with Mr. Milligan, the new instructor for that course. Certainly, I'm very proud that we have a long history of great productions, sports productions. We brought lots of broadcasts last year, the football games, and I know Mr. Milligan is excited to bring the to bring his experience to the program and have students like you on board. We've got a pretty rookie crew tonight. We've got some first-year students just with a few weeks of experience running cameras, and we've got one of our senior leaders, Connor Small, directing tonight. He's doing a great job. Pretty low kick, fielded at the 10-yard line.
Parks returns the kick to about the 27-yard line.
All right, so looks like the LaPorte Slicers will start their first possession at about the 27-yard line. We're going to call it the 27-yard line.
The ball carrier.
So R.J. Anglin is the quarterback for the Slicers. A 6'1", 155-pound sophomore from LaPorte, leading the Slicer offense. First two plays are handoffs. Not quite enough for a first down.
Burke with the ball carrier. Stopped by McNeil. And also King.
I got a hunch Berth is going to be a big leader here. We're going to hear his name a lot, or say his name a lot tonight.
At their own 39.
They did pick up a first down. That was a pretty generous spot, and we were able to pick up that first down. A pretty short pass. Who was that to? That was a pass to Grant Otlarge, wide receiver, a junior. Not quite enough for a first down. In fact, pretty short. Still has another 6 yards, so we're looking at a 2nd and 6. So it was a pass attempt, an incomplete pass that's going to bring up, we're looking at 3rd and 6 again. Got 3rd and 6. I know the Slicers would love to get across to the 50-yard line, try to get into Viking territory, especially on their first drive, just to show that they can hang with the Vikings. Obviously the Vikings are the favored team here with their win over Penn and their momentum coming in from last season.
We are now down 3, and I believe we are at the.
We've got 4th and 4 tomorrow. So with a 4th down, obviously the Slicers are going to have to punt. So it's a small victory for the Vikings. They were able to hold them. Got whistles on the field. Looks like we've got some sort of timeout for Valpo. Not sure what happened there. I'm thinking there may have been too many men on the field for Valpo, and then they called a quick timeout to resolve that. I saw tomorrow I saw one of the some little bit of confusion. A Viking player running off the field and ended up calling a timeout and kind of regroup. So they did burn a timeout there. It is nice to have football back, don't you think, tomorrow?
It's really nice to have football back. See all players get out there and active.
I know they're being as careful as they can. I know there's definitely some concern and some precautions being put in place. I'm glad to be back here at Viking Stadium. Enough things have felt out of the ordinary, to say the very least. But it's nice to Viking Field is someplace where I've been for many years. It's nice to be back here and see the players playing. Certainly wish more fans could be here enjoying the game with us on such a beautiful night, but it is what it is, and we're happy to bring the game to everybody watching at home. Slicers to punt. That was nearly blocked. Probably could have been. Terrific return. Hayden Vineyard with a great return.
Hayden Vineyard returns the punt across midfield to the Slicer 47-yard line.
Took it almost. He took it almost all the way to where they originally had the ball placed for the Slicers. Slicers were at the 45, and Vineyard ran it all the way back to the 47. So that was obviously a terrific return for the Vikings. You see a replay there on the board. They blew the whistle. Something kind of held things up there for a minute, but we see Jones in motion. There's Tommy Burby on the run there, right up the middle.
Brought down by Lewinsky. Pickup of 5 on the play.
Lockhart to Burby, just barely got tripped up. Barely got tripped up, but obviously enough for a first down. If he could have stayed on his feet tomorrow, he would have definitely been heading towards the end zone. Burby's really good on his feet, but just got hung up on the shoelaces there just a bit. We got a timeout. Looks like, I'm not sure what quite happened. Looks like got Cooper Jones trotting off the field. And Dylan Rodriguez coming in for him. They hand off to Vineyard.
Vineyard, the ball carrier. Brought down by Lewinsky. Pickup of
Vineyard with the carry, and then right off the field. Got Burby in the game. We see Blake Worthington out there.
Burby, the ball carrier.
Another first down for Valpo on a run by Burby.
But it's enough for a Viking first down at the Slicer 19-yard line.
Interesting formation here for the Vikings. That was a snap to Colin Kwiatkowski on the it was a sort of a direct snap right to Kwiatkowski.
He's stopped by Ackerman.
Looks like we're 2nd and 2 right now. 2nd and 2 is what they're calling on the scoreboard. At the 11-yard line. Another snap right to Kwiatkowski.
Kwiatkowski, the ball carrier.
A 6'2" senior. Kind of a wildcat formation.
Quinn. No game.
Showing up here, we are also now down 3-2.
Nope, we've got still we're up. Vikings are up by 3 right now, 3-0. Yep. That was 3rd down and 2 to go.
Burger the ball carrier.
32.
Stopped by Llewellyn. Bring up 4th down.
Interesting predicament here for the Vikings. 4th and 2. They end up just settling for another field goal, so that's definitely something for the Slicers to be happy about. The kick is up. The kick is good. Shepard. Shepard's really solid as a kicker. We can assume the Vikings do not want to be settling for field goals, but it is 6-0 now for the Vikings over the Slicers. So they do score 2 possessions, 2 scores, and the Vikings are happy to at least get some points on both of their drives right off the bat. Again, thanks for everybody for tuning in. My name is Bob Phelps. I am a former instructor of the video production class, or what is referred to as Porter County TV during our broadcasts. Excited to come back and participate in this broadcast along with my colleague here, a student from Portage, and also a student in the Porter County Career Center's video production class, Tamar Clark. Tamar, great to have you up here. I know it's an interesting experience for you, only being in class for a few weeks. But we're glad to have you on the microphone. What do you think so far?
I think it's good to be here. It's been great learning new things, being here to see the football field today. The Vikings are doing great.
They are. You know, they didn't get touchdowns tomorrow, but they look pretty solid out there. A couple of stops have forced them to settle for some field goals, but really still look like a solid team. Tremendous kick. Really a solid kick, went right through the end zone. So we'll see LaPorte's second drive. They were really pretty conservative on their first drive. Didn't take a lot of risky plays. Ended up having a punt, and then had a great return by Valpo, which set them up for another field goal. So 2 field goals for the game by Liam Shepard for the Vikings.
As we see, Jeremiah Ruiz has taken the ball.
Yep, it was a decent run by Ruiz. Looked like he picked up only 2 yards on that. The defense for Valpo is just so good. A basic run play against them is pretty easy for them to defend. Yeah, R.J. Anglin, the quarterback for the Slicers, with a really low pass, just not able to get their hands on it. We're at 3rd and 8 right now. 3rd and 8. Only in the first quarter. We've got 1:48 left in the first quarter. Holy cow, look at that. A turnover picked up by Aiden McNeil. Intercepted. Aiden McNeil, the junior from Valparaiso. Tremendous momentum shift for Valparaiso. The Slicers just can't get a break. Really very easy for him just to pick that away. So that's going to set up a first down for the Vikings at the 14-yard line. Interesting play. That was pitched to Tommy Burby.
Down to about the 5-yard line.
A pickup of about
Stopped by
9.
And Burke.
That's going to be 2nd and 1 at the 5-yard line, at about the 5-yard line. They still can get a first down tomorrow. 2nd and 1 at the 5, so they have 1 more yard, and they have a little more yards to work with, or a little more downs to work with. See if they'll need it. Hand off to Burby, right up the middle. That will be enough for a first down or first and goal. Looks like they're going to mark him at the about the 1.5 yard line. And there you go. Touchdown for Valpo. Had a hard time seeing who that was. Just pushed right up the middle there. Well, general. So the consensus up in the press box is it was Lockhart for a touchdown. It was a big push of players, and fairly certain it was a Lockhart pushing his way in there for the touchdown with just a yard to go. Extra point is good. So 3 scores on 3 drives, one of which was because of a turnover from the Slicers. So it's 13-0. Vikings are up on top of the Slicers. It's hard to see exactly what that was. Just checking back on our YouTube channel here and see if we can find out who got in the end zone for that one. Yeah, it looks like it was. Lockhart in there for that touchdown. Tomorrow the crowd is pretty sparse, but looking down over the railing here, they filled in pretty good. People seem to be following the social distancing guidelines for the most part. I think it's easy to forget when you're here in this environment that there are still some guidelines to follow, because this finally feels like something that we had back before the pandemic and things that we're dealing with right now. I know it's good for the fans to be here. Hopefully the fans watching and listening online are enjoying.
Yeah, it's pretty exciting out here tonight.
It is. It's good to have football back. Another incredibly deep kick by Shepard.
The Slicers will begin play at their own 20-yard line.
So with that, it'll be a touchback. The Slicers will start at the 20-yard line. Cheerleaders are going to get a workout tonight down there doing high kicks for every score. So far only 13. Obviously the Vikings love to see those cheerleaders have to be exhausted by the end of the night. Ooh. That was a quick run to the outside and brought down real hard there on the play. Looks like Kwiatkowski was the final Viking to bring him down, but it was definitely a team effort. Looks like we'll get at least one more play in before the end of the first quarter with about 15 seconds left. Here's a handoff that just does not go anywhere.
Berkowitz up the middle for a short gain.
That'll be the end of the first quarter from Viking Field. Valpo 13, the LaPorte Slicers 0. We'll come back from the quarter break, and it will be 3rd and 8 for the Slicers. Tamara, what do you got for us?
I'd like to remind
want to put you on the spot.
I'm looking at the field right now. It looks like Valpo is taking on the lead so far.
Yep, they're doing a great job.
LaPorte has a long way to catch up.
They do. Still 3 quarters to go, but obviously Valpo's the dominant team, not just in the region here. I mean, they're really a dominant team in the state of Indiana, but they're really doing a great job. So let's talk for just a minute if we can. Tamar, did you have a chance to catch the Valpo versus Penn football game that we broadcast?
No, I haven't caught it yet.
Okay, so you did not watch that one. I was happy to tune in for that one on a beautiful, actually really warm August day. They moved that game from a Friday to a Saturday. That was when Valpo won on a Shepherd kick with 8 seconds left over Penn Kingsman, 17-6. We did have 2 members of the Porter County TV crew bringing you guys that game, so we appreciate those that watched. That was an interesting situation. Maximus Grimes, a senior quarterback for Valparaiso, got injured in the first half of that game, did not play the rest of the game, and is from what I'm hearing, not going to be playing the rest of this season. I have not heard all the details, did not dig real deep into the specifics of the injury, but I do know that in that game, Logan Lockhart came in and was able to actually bring back the Vikings from a deficit and get that victory for the Vikings. Really a hard hit, incredibly hard hit for the Vikings. It looked like was that Dylan Dingman on the hit? I believe Dylan Dingman. I'm hearing Koselke also on the tackle. I know Dingman was over there too. The defense for the Vikings they are just really ready to hit somebody. I think they've been excited and waiting for show off a little bit on their home field. Holy cow. Colin Kwiatkowski on the hit there. Tamar, not even a chance. It was a short pass for LaPorte and just got clobbered right as the ball got there. Hard for anybody to hold on to that when you've got Kwiatkowski barreling towards you.
Yeah, that was a very powerful hit.
Popped back up, though. Got up. Both the players did, so obviously we want to see some hard hitting and some safety as well. Make sure those players are okay. Slicer's looking at the sideline for a play. Like they're trying to slow things down a little bit. There's just a lot of energy for Vikings right now. In fact, LaPorte's just going to go ahead and call a timeout and talk things over.
Timeout, LaPorte.
Well, it's a gorgeous night at Viking Field. Glad all you viewers can tune in. We appreciate the opportunity to bring everyone the game. You're watching Porter County TV production from the Porter County Career Center's Video Production Media Studies class. Porter County Career Center is a school in Valparaiso that serves students from 10 different area high schools. In fact, one of those high schools is Portage High School, which is where my co-host Tamar is joining us. Tamar, what are things like over at Portage right now with the education? You guys doing online learning? Give me a little bit of how that's looking for you guys.
Well, for Portage so far, as I've heard, we're doing online learning for the first quarter, and then for the second, hopefully we'll get back in school, hopefully get active, get social with others.
Good, good.
Yeah.
But you're in-person learning at the Porter County Career Center. And we'll talk about what that looks like and the unique environment for CTE as the game goes on. Slicer's quarterback, R.J. Anglin, looking to make a pass to his left side, but nobody was open, so brought down by Cooper Jones. In fact, he may have lost a yard or two there. So it looks like it's going to be 3rd and 11.
Third down and about 11.
The defense for the Vikings just swarmed him. Really no chance. He wanted to make a pass. I could almost see his eyes get big from all the way from up here because Jones was barreling down on him. Well, fans. Oh, we do have a flag on the play.
Penalty marker on the play.
Looks like a false start on the Slicers. So pushing back 5 more yards. I just heard over the radio here at Viking Stadium from one of the gate attendants that there's about 100 tickets left. So if you're watching and you're within a drive here and you want to scramble to see the rest of this game in person, we'd love to have you as a viewer. But I did hear just now there's about 100 tickets left at the gate for fans who want to show up and support the Vikings or the Slicers in person. So it's going to make it 3rd and 16. We didn't get the official call. I'm hearing some rumors in the press box. It may have been an illegal substitution. I thought I saw a false start signal, but nonetheless, it's 3rd and 16 for the Slicers. Got Ruiz in motion. And just swallowed up. That was number 1. Number 1, Jaden Parks. Tackled by Jones in the backfield. It's going to make it 4th and 18. Punt by the Slicers to Burby with a tremendous return. Still going, pushing strong. Gets well within LaPorte territory. It looks like you're going to put him down at about the 38.
On the top of the Slicers were Gray and Meese.
So the Vikings will be at the 38-yard line, 1st and 10 with about 10 minutes left in the second quarter. Lockhart with a pitch. Lockhart with a pitch to Vineyard, who had a really pretty nice nice run, picking up about 7 or 8 yards. Tomorrow, Vikings are just a more dominant team. They're just chipping away at things and really don't look very intimidated. We got Lockhart back to potentially pass. Ended up actually, it's about the first. That's about the first play the Vikings have had where they didn't look prepared. A little bit of pressure from the Slicers.
Yeah. Much pressure tonight. We are now down 3-5.
We do have it's 3rd down and 5 yards to go for the Vikings. So that was a small victory for the Slicers. They were able to put some pressure on Lockhart as he was scrambling and not able to make that connection.
Great run from Vineyard.
Yeah, it was a good run for Vineyard, although it does not look like they are giving him the first down. The chain gang was slow to move there on the far sideline, but they did, no offense to them. So it was hard to see if they were actually giving him that first down, but they did get the first down. So we got 1st and 10 for Valpo. It's almost not fair. Almost not fair. Burby is such a force out there. You give him the ball, he runs right up the middle. He just runs without fear, and so he was able to really do very well.
That stop was by Balka.
2nd down and 4 yards to go for the Vikings. Lockhart pass. Nearly intercepted. Nearly intercepted. Can't quite see the number of that slicer, but that Lockhart pass was intended for Vineyard. Just actually threw it behind him. So I'm hearing that was pass to Comstock, according to the great John Knopf up here doing the PA announcing for the Vikings tonight. Nonetheless, it was a pass behind him and just tipped his fingers and was nearly intercepted by the Slicers, but it was not. So Burby with a quick spin move.
Burby, the ball carrier. Stopped by Trainer and Golvinsky. So he 4th down.
4th down for the Vikings. This is unusual. The Slicers, Vikings are strong and pushing down the field on most possessions, but they have been held now to 3 field goal attempts. And he is solid. He is solid.
Great kick by Shepard.
It's his 3rd great kick, not including the extra point. So Vikings are up 16-0 over the LaPorte Slicers. We've got just under 8 minutes left, 7:50 left in the first half.
Greener Motors is Porter County's oldest automotive dealership, family-owned.
So as I was saying earlier, Tamar, you go to Portage for half your day. Are you you go to the Career Center in the morning or the afternoon?
The morning.
So you're a morning's Career Center student. So in the afternoon, you do not go back to Portage. You do online learning, but you're in a unique situation, right? You've got Career Center classes in person.
Yes, and actually the Career Center classes in person. The Career Center classes in person are actually pretty great. I get to interact with others. We're also social distancing, wearing our masks, so it's pretty great.
Cool. You're doing all the things you're supposed to be doing while still getting some hands-on education. I realize there's a lot of concerns for traditional education, but there's a strong need to have that in-person, hands-on learning at a career center like the Porter County Career Center. We've got a lot of great career centers around the area. Most counties in Indiana have career centers. I'll brag as a career center employee and as someone who's been a lifetime career center fan. We've got great career centers all throughout Indiana. Indiana, in my opinion, is known for great career and technical education, and that's happening across Northwest Indiana specifically. So another long kick in the end zone. That's going to be a touchback, and the Slicers will be again at their 20-yard line with 7:50 left in the first quarter. So some of the programs at the Career Center, we've got nursing, a few different nursing classes, automotive, building trades, obviously the video production program that you're in. There's a variety of programs around the county as well, culinary down in Boone Grove. We've got landscaping and horticulture, those sort of things. I was happy to be an employee of the Porter County Career Center for 14 years as an educator. Really a terrific environment there. Hey, a handoff, and first play of that drive is a first down for the Slicers. A little bit of momentum that they needed. That was Colin Berquist, a junior for the Slicers. So that's the puts them 1st and 10 at the 32-yard line. The handoff up the middle for just a couple of yards. That looked like it was Berquist again, Colin Berquist on the carry. Got about 3 yards on that, so it's going to be 2nd and 7. R.J. Englund, the sophomore for the Slicers. A handoff just really can't go anywhere for the Slicers on that play. Aiden McNeil on the stop.
Brought down by Cooper Jones and also Aiden McNeil.
Cooper Jones assisting on that stop with McNeil, closing in very quickly and getting that tackle. That puts us at 3rd and 7 for the Slicers. Yeah, there's a flag on the play. That Anglin pass was intended for. That pass was intended for Evan Suzuki. I'm hoping that I'm pronouncing that right. Otherwise, I apologize. But they're going to end up calling. No, they did pick it up. They're going to say that ball was tipped as it was thrown, so there is no pass interference call. Although in my very unofficial opinion, had it not been tipped, it would have been a pass interference. The Viking defender got there just a little bit too quick. So either way, the Slicers are going to have to punt. Really a nice punt. Nice punt followed by a really nice return. Burby on the return.
Nice catch and run by Burby.
That was interesting. You could see the replay. There. The punt was a terrific punt, but I think the upman there overran it and allowed Burby just to basically wait for them to run past, and then he grabbed the ball and really put on the speed there and was able to get into LaPorte territory. So it's 1st and 10 for the Vikings at the 44-yard line. Handoff to Vineyard. Handoff to Vineyard for a 1st down and much, much more. Brady Berth on the tackle. Able to prevent him from scoring there, Berth did. Really chased after him, had a nice tackle, but just a terrific run. Nothing there for Burby.
Stop for no gain.
So that'll bring up 2nd down at about the 9. 2nd down about the 9.5. Close to the 10. We're going to call it the 9 3/4 line. What do you think about that?
I think that's good.
Vineyard's run really put them in great position. Let's see if they can get a touchdown here instead of having to settle for another field goal. There, that is a push. Look at that. I believe they're going to call him down. That was Kwiatkowski on the run. Another direct snap to Kwiatkowski. And he was brought down at about the half-yard line. Brought down at about the half-yard line there. And now in for the touchdown. Kwiatkowski again with the carry and a touchdown for the Vikings. Got denied on his first attempt, but then pushed in there for the touchdown. Shepard again on for the extra point. Extra points up and good.
That makes the score in Valparaiso 23, And LaPorte, nothing.
That now puts us at a score of 23-0.
Well, there's no question that Valpo is the more dominant team tonight. That carries over from last year when they were the runners-up to New Palestine down in Indianapolis at Lucas Oil. I was happy to be there with some of my students. In fact, some of the students who are on the crew tonight were down there with us. Your director this evening is Connor Small, a senior from Valparaiso High School, directing. Last year he was down on the sidelines shooting that state championship game when the Vikings came up just a little bit short against the New Pal Dragons, I believe. And obviously this is a different year. We've got games being canceled. For example, Vikings already had a game canceled. And things are just a little bit different, to say the least. But hopefully we can play a full season and see the Vikings make another deep run into the playoffs. It wasn't as deep of a kick as normal we see from Shepard. Actually, it was caught at about the 5-yard line, but there was a flag on the play. So they're going to call that an illegal procedure penalty against the Vikings. So it'll push him back. I heard a whistle, saw a flag, and everyone still proceeded to kick and run and catch. But we're going to do that one over again. Got 4:22 left in the game. Coming up at halftime, we do have a performance from the Vikettes, the dance team for the Vikings. So make sure you stay tuned for that. Here we go again. A kick almost to the exact same place. Not sure what happened there. I don't see a flag on the field. It blew the whistle as soon as the Slicer player caught it. I'm not sure what happened. There's no flag on the play, but for some reason they're going to do this kick for the 3rd time. Certainly, Jaden Parks for the Slicer is not happy. Twice now he's caught the football at about the 5-yard line. I think they're backing up again. Another 5 yards. Again, never saw a flag. Nothing was announced. But let's try this for a 3rd time. Weird, huh, Tamar?
Yeah, first time seeing this.
Yeah, it's unusual.
Here's Shepard with the 3rd kick.
Kicks it short this time. Ground ball picked up.
Marks the ball carrier for the Slicer.
Ground ball. Twice he kicked it away, and the 3rd time he kind of a grounder up the middle. Bernth with the return. Bernth, a pretty versatile player. We've seen him in a variety of positions and a variety of plays. A run up the middle for the Slicers by Byrne. Sorry, that was Colin Burnquist. Colin Burquist up the middle. We have 2nd and 3, so a 7-yard gain there. See Coach Marshall there on the board for just a second, up on the screen. Looks like Berquist again with a run, again short of the first down.
Stopped by Cooper Jones and also Nathan Kraft.
We're hearing Jones on the tackle. I'd call it just the entire defense on the tackle. Really just a wall, met with a wall there, Berquist was. But we'll give credit to Cooper Jones. This will be 3rd and 2. Got a first down for the Slicers. Looks like that was Jamal Salary.
Slicer ball carrier.
A senior for the Slicers.
Salary takes the ball up to the 48-yard line for a LaPorte first down.
The Viking fans making a little bit of noise. It's not a packed stadium like they would love to have on a normal night, but making some noise with the defense chant. Got Parks in motion. Actually did throw it out to Parks, who was just short. Actually, a lot of running for really no yards. Running east-west doesn't get you very far, so they were unfortunately not able to pick up any yards there, but did scramble and make a completion at the very least to Parks. Got a handoff. And just met again by just too many. As Berquist again met by too many Vikings to get through on a 2nd and 2, or excuse me, 2nd and 10.
Brought down by Dingman and also McNeil.
McNeil and Dylan Dingman on the tackle again with the rest of their teammates as backup. It's just tough to get through.
Yeah, it's like a big wall.
Well put, like a big wall. Wall I would not want to tangle with. They're a very experienced and strong defense for the Vikings. Case in point right there. Cooper Jones read that the whole way. Parks was brought down with probably loss of a few yards. And Jones just read that the whole way. It's going to be 4th and 12 for LaPorte. A timeout by the Vikings with a minute and a half left. Minute and 29 seconds left in the first half. I know LaPorte would love to have some points on the board in the game, especially in the first half here. Otherwise, it's just going to be a really deflating feeling at halftime to have to come back out and battle against the Vikings. I will tell you, Vikings are a great team. They've at least held them to 3 field goals. So there's a small victory. Holding your team to field goals while not scoring any points doesn't get you a win, but they have been able to put a stop on the offense that Valpo is trying to figure out how that offense is going to look for the rest of the season with Lockhart now as the starting quarterback. Again, this is a Porter County TV production from the Porter County Career Center's Video Production and Media Studies class. My name is Bob Phelps. I'm with Tamar Clark, a junior video production student, joining me in the booth. First time calling a game, isn't it, Tamar?
Yes, it is.
You nervous?
A little bit.
A little bit. That's okay. We'll get through this. Gonna have a punt for the Slicers. I say with a question mark. Lots of shaking of the hands. Demanding the ball, finally a punt. Looking a little bit of miscommunication. phenomenal return.
Turns the punt to about the 47-yard line. He's brought down there by Marcus Gray and
A great return for Vineyard from the Vikings.
1st and 10 Vikings.
1st and 10 for the Vikings.
Yep, 1st and 10 at the 47-yard line for the Vikings with 1:19 left.
Penalty flags on the play.
Flag on the play. Let's see what that is. That's a false start against. Illegal procedure against Vikings, so that's going to push them back 5 yards. It's going to be 1st and 15. Not a huge deal with only 1:17 left. Got Ricky Hall Jr. in motion right now. Just switch sides. Long pass from LaPorte. Completion to Ricky Hall Jr. So they put him in motion. They put him in motion, sent him all the way down the far sideline for a long pass. Going to be 1st and 10 at the 12-yard line for the Slicers. We do have an injured Slicer on the field back and in the backfield of the original line of scrimmage. I will tell you, the Slicer player is moving. It looks like he's just in pain more than anything else. So we got the medical attendants from both teams heading out there to attend to him, and players taking knees and hoping he is going to be okay. But a tremendous play for the Vikings. They're looking to score again, obviously, with enough time to do so. With 1:09 now on the clock. We've got a medical timeout or emergency timeout here on the field. I do see the Slicer player getting up and being helped off the field. That is Caden McCarthy, a lineman for the Slicers, junior. Getting helped off the field. Looks like he's going to be okay, at least enough to get off the field, and then Vikings are going to be back at it, 12-yard line. Great pass, though. Lockhart setting up this play near the goal line here. Ricky Hall Jr. with tremendous reception. Another flag on the play.
Penalty marker on the play. Offside against LaPorte. Moves the ball to the 7-yard line, 1st and 5.
We've got 50, counting down 50 seconds or so on the clock. First and 5. A pitch. And we've got Tommy Burby in for the touchdown. Really made it look easy.
Great touchdown by Valpo.
Yeah, Tommy Burby read that very well. He just sort of waited patiently. I wouldn't say he necessarily followed his blockers because he just sort of watched I mean, it did follow some, but sort of watched the play unfold and found the hole he needed to and get in the end zone.
Great kick by Liam Shepard.
Liam Shepard's kick is good.
He's just so solid.
Makes the score Vikings.
Tamar, he's just good. It's so important. Sometimes that kicker is not needed, but the Vikings love having somebody so reliable as Shepard out there. So we got 40 seconds left in the first half. It is 30-0. Vikings are dominating the Slicers as they have in most recent games, both games last year, both the regular season and playoff games, dominated the Slicers from the county to the east over in LaPorte. LaPorte is coached by David Sharp, and the Vikings, of course, coached by Bill Marshall. So we've got Shepard going to kick off again. Again, 40 seconds left. Hard to believe that the Slicers can do much with it, but we'll see. Deep kick. This one will stand. Parks with the pickup. The ball actually bounced off his knees, and then he was able to pick it up.
Parks returns the kick up near the 20-yard line.
So be about at about the 18-yard line, looks like.
And 10 Slicer.
Sorry, 1st and 10 at the 20-yard line, looks like. Parks on the pitch back.
Parks the ball carrier.
England pitched it back to him, and he was able to get just a few yards.
Brought down by Cole Kaselke.
Looks like maybe a couple. Kaselke on the tackle. And that will end up being the end of the first half. No play will be, they will not have time to get another play off. That's going to end the first half. I think the Slicers are glad to have that over and done with. For the first half at least, it is 30-0. The Vikings, again, this is a Porter County TV production. We are doing a student production here. My name is Mr. Phelps, or Bob Phelps, a former instructor of the class, helping out tonight on the mic. And with the crew, a crew of hardworking high school students from the Porter County Career Center. Tamar Clark is joining me today. Tomorrow we're going to come back here after the we're going to come back here after halftime. I do want to let everyone know we're going to have the Vikettes performance. The Vikettes dance team will be performing, and after that we're actually going to shut our stream down for just a few minutes to due to a technical difficulty. We're going to restart something. Long story short, we will be back after the Vikettes. We will be back for the second half of the game. Again, Vikings 30, Slicers 0.
Are celebrating their 55th wedding anniversary tonight, watching Viking football. Happy anniversary, Jim and Jean Patton.
makes everything rise.
LaPorte deferred their choice in the first half and will receive the ball to start the third quarter. The Vikings will kick off and defend the north goal. Liam Shepard will kick off for the Vikings.
Welcome back to Viking Stadium for the start of the second half. For the start of the second half between the Vikings of Valparaiso and the Slicers of LaPorte. Vikings are on top 30-0. I am Bob Phelps, joined by Tamar Clark. This is a Porter County TV production. We appreciate you guys sticking with us through the through halftime. The Vikettes had a wonderful performance. I took my headset off and played Proud Father, as my daughter is a freshman Vikette member. That's pretty fun for me to see her out there on the field. Kick is in the end zone. So LaPorte's going to start the second half with a opportunity to come out and get some points on the board for the Slicers, who currently have 0 points. Tamar, any thoughts on the first half, on how things went?
First half played pretty well by the Vikings. They put on a really good fight, had really good energy. So as the Slicers, they had really great energy too.
Good energy, but hard to match the Vikings.
Yeah, couldn't get through that wall.
That wall you spoke of in the first half is probably going to show up in the second half, although Parks here had a pretty good run. Picks up probably 6, maybe 7 yards. So that's pretty good. And we got Cole Kaselke, the senior, on the tackle. They're going to call it a gain of 6, so we got 2nd and 4 for the Slicers. Appreciate everyone joining us tonight. We're excited to bring you the game on our Porter County TV YouTube channel. Again, this is a production of Porter County Career Center video production students. There's a keeper. That was a keeper by Colin Berquist. So it was a direct snap to Berquist. They did get a first down for the Slicers, so at least in their first possession, getting a first down. See a shot of Valpo coach Bill Marshall. Excited to be back for another season. Some unfinished business, as the term often goes in football. Another keeper. Another keeper and a terrific run. Terrific run by Berquist. Just tripped up.
Great
just
run.
Tripped up.
Pretty fast runner out there.
Berquist had a great run, and he was tripped up by Nolan Johnson, a junior for the Vikings. So they were able to chase him down and get him to stop at least, but really a nice run. It was 2 direct snaps to Colin Berquist, typically a running back for the Slicers. Actually don't see, I do see Anglin out there now. I do not. Got Berquist again back as quarterback. Handed it off this time to number 20, Jamal Salary.
Salary, the ball carrier.
The Slicers are mixing things up a little bit here, Tamar. They've got someone we've seen as a running back out there playing quarterback, Colin Berquist. Again, Berquist again is quarterback. Back in a shotgun, takes it, keeps it himself, gets down to almost the 1 yard line, probably 1.5, 1 yard line.
Dingman on the stop.
Dylan Dingman on that stop. We've got about the 1.5, we're going to call it the 2 yard line officially. Berquist again, let's see what he can do. Vikings making some noise, the fans are. Handoff there to Jamal Salary again. This time, what was it? Tomorrow, what was it? What met him?
The wall.
The wall, that was the wall again. Yeah, Cooper Jones is the is one of the anchors on that wall. So an interesting run for this this team, this Slicer team. a long run to start the drive, and then what I was thinking was direct snaps, but it looks like we got Bergquist in as quarterback at this point. And all of a sudden we're still at a 4th down. So Slicer's making some great progress down the field and driving and getting ready to score. We do have a 4th down, 4th and 5, because they were pushed back by Cooper Jones and others. So the Slicers are still in a position where they could end up being scoreless. 4th and 5, I can assume they're just going to go for the touchdown here as opposed to kicking a field goal.
Yeah, that wall is just very undefeatable tonight.
It is. It is difficult, yeah. So they can't quite get through there, and that wall stepped up when they needed it to, because now it's 4th and 5. The Slicers have called timeout to talk things over. They'd love to get some points on the board. They've been shut out by the Vikings in recent years a few times, and they'd love to get some points on the board. You say the wall is undefeated, I guess, or undefeatable, and much like the Vikings were last year, all the way through the entire season until the the state game where they came up just a little bit short against New Pal. So they'd love to be undefeated again this year, all the way through to a state championship, that's for sure. It's early, though, early in the season. A snap to Bergquist on 4th and 5, met by the wall, as Tamar calls it. Kwiatkowski and Dingman and a whole slew of other Vikings brought him down. So the Vikings will take over at 1st and 10 at the 5-yard line after that stop. Huge stop for the Vikings. Love the excitement of the Vikings after a stop like that. We got a Viking player trying to make some yards there. It looked like it was Hayden Vineyard, actually snap right to Hayden Vineyard. No, sorry, it was Tommy Burby, a direct snap to Burby, who was standing right at the goal line. Snapped it right to him, and the Slicer defensive player holding on to his jersey, trying to get him to stop as much as he could, but was able to pick up 6 yards. So we got 2nd and 4. That's an interesting play there. We actually had Kwiatkowski on the carry, and the ball came loose.
About 4 will be 3rd and 1.
They're going to call it 3rd and 1, but it actually looked like the ball had come loose. And they're going to call legal procedure against the Vikings, which is going to call that play dead and push back. I didn't even see a flag on the play. Tamar, did you see a flag thrown out there?
No, I didn't see a flag out there.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure what's happening. It seemed like they were calling a legal procedure, but then they are not backing them up. Now the Vikings are taking some steps back. Well, let's see what the stripes do. They're marking it off. It is a legal procedure call against the Vikings, so they're going to lose 5 yards there.
On the 6-yard line.
Yeah, on the 6-yard line for the Vikings, it'll be back to being 2nd down. 2nd and 9 is what they're calling it. This time is a handoff.
Burby, the ball carrier. Brought down by Robbie Rampa.
Lockhart, long pass. Oh, just through his hands. That was a long pass by Lockhart to Brett Otterbacher. Tamar, did you notice it was a great pass by Lockhart, but it was just a little bit short. Otterbacher had to.
Yeah, that was a wonderful pass right there.
It was looked good going through the air, but it was just a little bit short, so Otterbacher had to slow down and backtrack a little bit. He was wide open, so I can't speak for him, but I almost wonder if it was one of those cases where he was almost too open. We do have a flag down on the punt. We've got Parks, who returns it, backtracks a little bit, and ends up picking up quite a few yards. I do see a flag down.
All the way down to the 25-yard line. There are penalty markers.
He probably had a return of about 25 yards, about maybe 20 yards, but I'm not sure exactly what happened there. Waiting to see what the call is on the field. Referees are talking, coaches are pondering, players are pacing, looking for some answers.
John, did you see his number? No. I'll look the next time I see him.
The referee is talking to Coach Bill Marshall for the Vikings. Could almost hear Coach Marshall up here in the press box. Coach Marshall, one of the nicest guys I've met, and an incredibly loud voice. But that's one of the things coaches often have. Tamar is a loud voice. Between being a teacher and a coach and a father, he knows how to project. But couldn't quite hear exactly what he said to his players. But it looks like what's going to happen is another kick by Shepard.
Liam Shepard teams the punt to the Vikings.
Shepard's getting a lot of workout tonight, huh, Tamar?
Yes, he has. He has done a lot of amazing kicks tonight.
Between good kicks and redo of good kicks, he's getting some exercise. So we've got Jaden Parks back to receive for the LaPorte Slicers. So now they're moving the ball up. So Shepard is just barely standing inside of his end zone. We're showing fourth and 2, let's call it. Great kick. Terrific kick. It's going to be downed at the 40-yard line. Really a solid kick by Shepard, who does such great things. Sometimes when you've got a great team, your kicker ends up being even more useful. Kicking field goals, kicking once your team gets you down in position, kicking extra points once they score, occasional punt. He's terrific at kickoffs. Obviously, sometimes when you've got a not-so-good team, your kicker ends up working more than they want to also. But a kicking game is such a great thing to have, and the Vikings, I know, are very thankful to have Liam Shepard on their team. Hoping to have a great senior year, I'm sure. R.J. England with a pass. Incomplete.
Second and 10.
That pass was intended for 6'4" Grant Otlarge. Remember hearing his name quite a bit last season as well, as only a sophomore, but still doing great things for the Slicers. Remember him being very hardworking player last year during the games we played against the Slicers.
Hanging on the ball carrier. Stopped by Aiden McNeil.
Aiden McNeil on that stop of RJ England.
No gain. 3rd and 10.
It is still 3rd down. We've got 6 minutes left in the 3rd quarter. 30-0. Vikings are handling very easily the LaPorte Slicers. Again, tonight we had about 1,500 fans allowed into the game, sprinkling a few cheerleaders and Vikettes and the band that performed before the game. Really had a nice evening. There's a pitch out to Jeremiah Ruiz.
Jeremiah Ruiz, the ball carrier.
Had some speed, but did not get really anywhere on that one, did he?
Yeah, nowhere at all.
And also Colt Kaselke. No gain on the play. Be 4th and 10 for the Slicers.
Another 4th down for the Slicers. We hope everyone's enjoying tonight's broadcast. Obviously, the Viking fans are happy to see 30 points on the scoreboard for the Vikes. Again, this is a student production of the Porter County Career Center's Video Production Media Studies class. We're happy to bring you tonight's game. For many years, we've been bringing you Viking football. Really a good kick. Trying to stall that ball out. Almost did too. Jacob Ruiz for the Slicers kicked that ball pretty well, but just couldn't quite get it to stall out before the end zone. So it'll be 20-yard line start for the Vikings. Tomorrow, last time out, the Vikings did some interesting play calls, and we'll see what they can do here. They've really been getting a lot of players involved on offense. That was Hayden Vineyard. The run up the middle, probably a gain of about 5.5.
For the Vikings, we are now 2nd and 5 on the 25-yard line.
Unique play there. Lucky to have it. Ricky Hall Jr. on the handoff. It was almost like he ran forward and the ball didn't go with him, but he was able to quickly pick it back up. Never hit the ground, but it kind of popped out of his hands in a unique situation. He was right as he was being tackled. Luckily, it did not. Luckily, it did not lose that ball, but it popped right out of his arms, kind of unprovoked. Lockhart with the pass to Dylan Rodriguez. Enough for a 1st down. Actually takes it out to the 40. A quick pass. So it will be 1st and 10 for the Vikings. Senior for the Slicers, Troy Llewellyn on the tackle there. Handoff this time to Burby.
Stopped by Zolvinsky and also Quinn.
Burby in motion. Lockhart looked at Burby, and instead, a beautiful pass and a touchdown by Grant Comstock.
Wonderful run.
Absolutely gorgeous. He took a quick glance at Burby in the backfield and then just stepped back and released that ball beautifully to Comstock, who then runs it in untouched for a touchdown for the Vikings. What do you think of that?
I think that's awesome. That's amazing for the Vikings tonight, which is now leaving us a score for the Vikings 36-0.
With an extra point upcoming from Liam Shepard.
Great kick by Shepard once again.
Yeah, no surprise, Tamar. He's just solid. So it's 37-0. Vikings obviously dominating the Slicers. Really, that was a fun play to watch with that pass to Comstock. We have not seen a ton from Comstock tonight, but that really looked great. Well, Logan Lockhart, the junior for the Vikings, really didn't expect to be playing in certainly not in the second half of the Penn game, and likely not in this game either. But because of the injury to Grimes in the first half of the Penn game, we've got Lockhart now at the helm and doing quite well, looking very comfortable, getting great protection from his line, and having the time to throw the ball around and very even spread out offense with enough tools in the arsenal to be able to run, pass, block, everything they need to do. And kick. Can't forget that. Another great kick.
Shepard's kick flies into the end zone. LaPorte will start at their own 20-yard line.
So LaPorte's going to have the ball at the 20-yard line with about 3 minutes left in the third quarter. The first play for the Slicers finds a hole. Got Colin Burnquist finds a hole and gets a whole ton of yards. About a 35-yard gain, maybe 36-yard gain.
Across the 45 to about the Viking 44-yard line for a LaPorte first down.
So you'll notice the clock is running because the Vikings are up by 35 or more points. The clock is going to run with the exception of a score or an injury or a timeout. The clock is going to keep running here for the Vikings. Well, really, that's going to run for the Slicers. It's going to be essentially get the game over with a little bit quicker for the Slicers, although obviously they'd love to get some points on the board.
Colin Berkwood on the carry.
Had a few explosive plays for the Slicers.
He's stopped by Peter Crossan.
The Colin Berquist's last run was very impressive, getting them into Viking territory. So no problem with the Vikings against LaPorte. Their next opponent will be Michigan City, at Michigan City. And Parks with a great run, enough to pick up a first down and much more.
Parks, the ball carrier. Run out of bounds by Nolan Johnson. And he gains enough for a Slicer first down at the Viking 24-yard line.
So it's 1st and 10 at the 24 for the Slicers. A handoff to Colin Burnquist. Burnquist can't quite get enough. We're going to wrap up the 3rd quarter. Switch directions for each team. And have 1 quarter left of football from Viking Field. With the end of the 3rd quarter, the Vikings are on top 37-0 over their DAC opponent, LaPorte Slicers.
The Vikings are really taking it on tonight.
They are. They're doing a great job. Obviously, they're an experienced team and well coached. It's been an awkward season for them in regards to preparing for this and those sort of things. But it's been the effort paying off here.
Yeah, they brought the energy tonight.
They have. You can hear Neil Diamond playing for the fans as a tradition here at Viking Field to play Sweet Caroline between the 3rd and 4th quarter. Kind of a fun tradition. It started a few years ago with the cheerleaders and Vikettes dancing. It's a great environment tonight. Temperature is a comfortable 62 degrees. It really is a nice night for football. Again, I wish we could have a packed stadium like we have in years past, but under the current circumstances with limitations and concerns about health and safety, we've limited the turnout to 1,500 fans between Valpo and LaPorte. Masks on, socially distant, and precautions in place while we hopefully can bring those who can't be here to watch online. So we appreciate you guys tuning in.
Burquist, the ball carrier.
So Colin Burnquist on the run. That's going to make it 2nd and 7.
Stopped by McMullen and Kwiatkowski.
Excuse me, that's going to make it 3rd and 2.
Right on the 16-yard line.
Dylan Kwiatkowski on that stop.
A terrific pass. A terrific pass there from Anglin.
Anglin's pass is complete.
Trying to see the number of that LaPorte player who caught that ball.
Stop was made by Wilson.
Couldn't quite see who made that catch.
1st and goal for the Slicers at the 8-yard line.
That was number 88 for the Slicers on that play. And so that quick catch was made by Grant Otlarge. And just then a nice run by Jamal Salary. They're chipping away. We are now at least 1st and goal for the Slicers. Sorry, now we're going to be 2nd and goal for the Slicers.
Dylan Kwiatkowski.
So Slicers looking to score here. The pass was tipped through the end zone.
Anglin's pass broken up by Mason McMullen.
Got 3rd down and goal for the Slicers. At they're calling it the 6. I'd call it a 5.5. Either way, it was, about 5 yards for and 2 downs here for the Slicers to get into the end zone. And Parks in for the touchdown. Anglin with a pass to Parks. Parks in for the score.
Anglin's pass is complete to Jaden Park. for a LaPorte
So
touchdown.
Parks with the touchdown.
Slicers making their first touchdown, making the scoreboard 37-6.
37-6, and we're going to have an extra point, I would assume. Looks like they, yes, they are going to be kicking the extra point. They've got Jack Doty, D-O-T-Y, Doty. Jack Doty, I'm assuming, is in for the kick.
And Doty makes that great kick,
He did.
giving them a score of 7.
That makes the score Valparaiso
So it's 37-7, Vikings on top. Again, I'm not too concerned about the Vikings losing their lead, but I will tell you it's nice for the Slicers to know they're not going to go home without scoring. It's not the score they wanted in regards to the team totals. There's still 9 minutes left in the game for them to get some more points on the board. I still feel very comfortable with the Vikings up by 30 points at this point, but it's good for the LaPorte Slicers to head over a county line and be able to pick up some points at least. So we've got Vineyard, we've got Burby, and Ricky Hall Jr. We've got Burby, Hall Jr., and Vineyard back to receive the kick. This kick is coming from Jacob Ruiz. Ruiz with a short kick, caught very easily by Adler Hazlett.
Ruiz's kick, fair caught by Adler Hazlett. Vikings will.
Adler Hazlett very easily able to make that catch, went right to him. We have not seen Adler Hazlett making many plays this game, so it's sometimes it's easy to be caught off guard, but handled it very well. Handoff for the Vikings. Not going really anywhere. That's Brennan Balka up the middle. Oh, excuse me. Looking at the wrong roster here. That was Peyton West, I'm hearing.
Peyton West again on the carry. He's stopped by Brennan Balka.
Peyton West getting the ball three plays in a row.
To about the 37-yard line, enough for a Viking first down. He's stopped there by Gavin Zolwinski.
So first down for the Vikings at the, we're going to call it the 38-yard line, 38-yard line. Peyton West again.
Peyton West on the carry. Stopped by Brennan Balka.
A couple of Viking players and Slicer players getting at each other just a little bit. Tension's running a little bit high. Socially distancing. with some attitude, I suppose. Just saw, I think, Dylan Rodriguez. Maybe it was Cameron Brown running off. Must have been Cameron Brown running off the sidelines for the Vikings. A little bit of a limp, so let's hope he's okay. Yeah, Peyton West has gotten the ball quite a bit on this drive. They're able to get in with the with under 6 minutes. They're able to put in some players we don't see very often for the Vikings, such as Peyton West, doing a good job driving the Vikings down the field on this drive. Timeout, Vikings.
I'd like to remind fans at the end of the game, when you leave tonight, please remember to buckle up, use your seatbelt, and do not text and drive. Our kids give 100% every time they compete. We should do the same when we drive to and from the game.
Vikings are doing really well tonight. Also great for the Slicers going home with some points.
They are. You see a shot there of John Hofer. John is glad to be back. This is John's first game for the Vikings this season after some time off. John is a senior, 6'6", going to be heading off to play Division I football next fall, and really a great young man who has spent some time as a Career Center student, actually, in the electronics program, and is a large, dominating force out there, but also incredibly friendly and polite young man, and good sportsmanship, and son of Assistant Athletic Director Hofer, Herb Hofer, for Valparaiso. So good to have him back on the field.
Rodriguez, the ball carrier.
That was Dylan Rodriguez.
He's stopped there by Adam Ackerman.
So the clock continues to roll. We're pushing 5.5 minutes left in the game. 30-point lead for the Vikings.
Great run from Rodriguez. Leaving the
Rodriguez, the ball carrier. Stopped by Robbie Kiner and Trevor Stakowski.
We're now 3rd and 7, leaving us on the 46-yard line.
Handoff there to Darrell Davis for the Vikings. It did not go anywhere, so it's going to bring up 4th down for Valpo.
Darrell Davis, the ball carrier. Stopped by Salary. The 4th down to the Vikings.
So that drive started with a whole ton of great runs from Peyton West, but eventually got stalled out right around midfield. So we are going to have a kick. Vikings to punt. Great kick, just can't quite get it to stall before rolling into the end zone. We're at 4 minutes left in the game. Slicers will be taking over at the 20-yard line with 1st and 10. Score 37-7. Vikings handling very easily the LaPorte Slicers in this DAC matchup. Again, my name is Bob Phelps, and I am joined by Tamar Clark, a student in the video production class, as is the rest of the crew. Video production class at the Porter County Career Center, bringing you to tonight's game for Porter County TV. Make sure you follow Porter County TV on Facebook, as well as on Twitter, and we will try to bring you all the different updates on the Vikings throughout the season, and maybe even touch into some other DAC schools. We got a flag on the play. excuse me, not a flag on the play. We're going to call it a timeout by the LaPorte Slicers. So the Porter County TV students and their teacher, Mr. Dallas Milligan. Dallas is is new this year for the class and is excited to be taking over. I enjoyed 14 years as the teacher for the video production class and the Porter County TV crew, and excited to have Dallas taking things over there with the students who are going to do awesome things this year. Moved on to another position at a different career center, and I'm excited to be able to step in every once in a while and help out because I really do love bringing these opportunities to the young people of Porter County to do sports broadcasting. So hopefully the fans are enjoying it. Tamar, you're having a good time, aren't you?
I'm having a wonderful time tonight.
Good. Make sure you continue to stay involved. If you are listening to tonight's broadcast and you know someone who could benefit from maybe the video production class or maybe one of the other career center classes in Porter County or LaPorte County, I will tell you we've got fans probably watching in LaPorte. LaPorte has the A.K. Smith Center, which is for students in LaPorte County to attend a career center, much like the Porter County Career Center or much like the Gary Career Center, where I am a CT director. There are career centers all over, not just Northwest Indiana, but all over the state and truthfully all over the county, providing great opportunities. So we love when students at a high school level can learn a skill, much like Tamar is learning right now. So doing good things. Well, we got 2 minutes left, Tamar, in this game, and I could probably keep going about my passion for career tech ed, but I'll just leave it at this. If you know somebody who's interested in one of our classes, whether it's in Porter County, LaPorte County, or Lake County, get a hold of your local career center because there's great opportunities for students like Tamar, who's joining me tonight.
Yes, and I really recommend it. They are great classes, and they teach you a lot about future careers.
Well, there you have it, a first-hand account from Tamar Clark. LaPorte getting, I'm thinking, a first down.
Berquist, the ball carrier.
Yeah, Berquist with enough for a first down for the Slicers. They've got a minute and a half left to try to get one more score on the board. Even with the score the way it is, the stands are pretty packed still. Haven't really thinned out much, even on the Port side or the Valpo side. I think fans appreciate the chance that they were some of the few who got to enjoy the game in person and are watching here. Run by the Slicers, not going anywhere. Got 1 minute left in this game. You see Coach Marshall down on the sideline. I know he's excited to move to a 2-0 on the season after beating Penn by 1 point, now beating LaPorte. They'll be moving on to Michigan City at Michigan City next week, and then welcoming Chesterton High School on the 18th of September. And we will have that broadcast for you as well.
Salary, the ball carrier.
Great run by Salary.
It was a good run by Salary and likely the last play of the game with 10 seconds left. That will do it here at Viking Field as the clock ticks down. And the final score tonight is Valparaiso 37, the LaPorte Slicers 7.
Great run by the Valparaiso Vikings. The LaPorte Slicers also put on a great game, but tonight just wasn't their night.
It was not their night. Too much of a fight in Valparaiso. It's that wall you keep talking about, Tamar. The defense was just too much for them. They started to get a little creative, which was nice. You'll notice something a little bit different here with the handshake at the end of the game. We're not going to be having the teams actually shake hands. They're essentially going to walk past each other. And when you talk social distancing, you'll actually see the players here socially distancing for the handshake. They're not going to shake hands. They're just going to get close enough to wave, essentially. And that's about it.
That was a wonderful night. That was a wonderful game tonight. Very exciting. The fans was out in the crowd. They were cheering. They
were. You know, it started to feel a little bit more like a normal night, which is good. To have have the team out here performing well for the fans, and we had the band before the game. We had Vikettes and cheerleaders, and fans showed up for both teams. Really a good turnout for the LaPorte Slicer fans over on the other side of the Viking Field. So the Vikings moved to 2-0 on the season. Sadly for the Slicers, this is their third loss of the season. They lost to New Prairie, they lost to Penn, and now they have lost to the Valparaiso Vikings. So they're 0-3. Vikings are 2-0. Both going to be continuing with DAC action. I mentioned Michigan City's up next for the Vikings, and the LaPorte Slicers are moving on to play Chesterton at home next weekend. They'll be playing the Chesterton Trojans in LaPorte for that game. That's going to do it for us here from Viking Field. Again, I appreciate everyone tuning in to watch our live stream on YouTube for Porter County TV. We will take a look at the Viking team heading over to cheer and sing to the fans and the students like they do every game. They will sing the fight song and celebrate a great victory. So we will leave you with the fight song by the winning Viking team, Valpo Vikings. Final score tonight from Viking Field, 37-7. Thank you for tuning in, and have a great night.
Tomorrow, I believe you will open at 7:40. Bus leaves at 8:20, if I'm not mistaken. All right? You need to check in with your position coach if you're not sure if you're playing or not. I'll give you an example. Somebody like John Williams, snap every single short snap and long snap. Special teams don't count as quarters, so John Williams will play tomorrow.